Big Papa here cooking some loin back ribs. Cooking them with a little Tabasco as glue. Then I'm gonna hit them with a little Big Papa Sweet Money. We're gonna let them sweat a little bit, and then we're gonna put them on the Old Hickory smoker at 250 degrees. They should take about 3.5 to 4 hours. Now there's a lot of ways to cook ribs. A lot of people on the competition circuit actually foil them halfway through. We're doing these old school. We're putting them on, and we're taking them off when they're done. We're gonna pull the membrane off the back. There's a membrane here. It serves as sort of a barrier for the smoke and the seasoning to get in, so you pull it off. I like to come in there, just reach under and get it started, okay? Then take a paper towel and I pull it. Now some people, they'll use a little knife, they'll use a screwdriver, they'll use all kinds of things to get in. Like I said, I just like to go in there, peel it back. If you've seen some of my other videos, I generally don't use glue. Now glue traditionally is olive oil, sometimes it's corn syrup, sometimes it's mustard, in fact very often mustard, and none of them add to the flavor. I rest my ribs instead of using glue, and I let the salt melt on top of the seasonings and create a dry brine and like a salt cap. The only time I do use glue is when I'm using Tabasco. To get at the very center of the flavor I'm trying to create, I need Tabasco in there. I'm using glue to build a flavor profile. What I want to do is I want to have it when you take that bite, it doesn't just hit you with heat or not just sweet. Hopefully you'll get a little bit of sweet, a little kick, then the savory meat, and then the Tabasco will kick in at the end. So now be careful how much you use of this unless you want really hot rubs. So you see, I'm just putting, it's a reasonable amount. I'm wearing gloves. So I'm gonna flip this over. I'm gonna start with this side with the Sweet Money. So I'm gonna take the Sweet Money. Now, when you're putting rub on, you can put it very close and it's very concentrated. Do medium, pretty good. But on things like this, I like a little higher, you get a little more evenly dispersed and you can really target it. Okay, so now I wanna come in here, I wanna make sure it's called rub, so I'm rubbing it in. We're gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes. We're gonna come back, turn it over and do the other side. Let it sit for maybe 15 minutes and then we'll put it on the smoker. And I'm gonna turn this over. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna sweat on the back while I come here. One more little coat. And we're gonna come back when it's sweat. And when I talk about sweating, I'm talking about it shining. So we'll be back here about 20 minutes. All right, I'm back. You know, I talked about the ribs sweating. Look at that. They shine, shine, shine. That's not adding any moisture. What salt's done is interacted with the surface moisture of the meat to create this shine and this glisten. And what makes that really nice is that'll create, as it dries in the smoker, it'll create a nice salt cap and hold the rub in place there. So now I'm gonna go out and put them on the Old Hickory that's set to 250. Understand that smoke is an ingredient. The goal here is to create a balanced flavor where smoke is a key ingredient but is not dominant. They're gonna have a little gentle pecan wood in there. I actually like pecan a lot because it has a lot of the qualities of hickory, but it's just a little mellower. They got about an hour to go, so it's time to make the sauce. Now what's really fun about sauce is you can use a barbecue sauce and you can doctor it. You can put fruit juice in it, honey, agave. I like jellies, and one of my favorite jellies to use is Tabasco pepper jelly. I also like to kick it up a notch with some real Tabasco. So I'm gonna take a very traditional barbecue sauce in Granny's. So I'm gonna put a bottle in here. I'm gonna take the pepper jelly, and we're gonna fold this pepper jelly in. We're gonna use a whole jar. You guys have seen videos. I've done this before with other things. I absolutely love the Tabasco pepper jelly. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of regular Tabasco. 2 tablespoons, or 2 Big Papa units right here, because I like tablespoons. If you're gonna go big. Now you got sweet and heat in the peppers. You have sweet in the sauce. Together, this should be really great because you remember I used some Tabasco as glue on the ribs before I put the Sweet Money on. So now I'm just gonna mix this up. And so you can take these commercial sauces and make them your own. Play around with marmalade, play around with peach nectar. There's a lot of things you can do. Just gotta get a little more heat on this. The heat is gonna take those 3 items and make them one. When it starts bubbling a little bit, we're gonna back off, simmer it a second, then cover it and wait until we baste. We're gonna baste the ribs on our smoker right before we pull them off. We're gonna baste them in the smoker, we're gonna let a little bit of smoke get to it. So it's kind of a neat way to just give it a little bump of smoke by setting the sauce, which means saucing it while it's on the cooker, or saucing it and returning it to the cooker. It's time to check the ribs. They've been on about 3.5 hours. You know what? I think these are pretty good. Nice pullback, and I think the Tabasco glue gave it a nice kind of golden color. I think it's really nice. Now I'm gonna show you how you can tell if it's done. First thing people do is they'll take a kebab or a toothpick or something, and they'll go in between the meat, and if there's very little resistance, it's done. This is still tight. This one's way done, okay? So that's one way. Another way is picking it up. Right, this is almost done. This is minutes away. The fact that it still has a bend, you want to pick it up and feel like it's almost breaking, okay? See how that one is tighter? And then this one, watch. Almost breaking. So that one's done. Now I'm gonna get down here. I don't know if this says hello to you, but it does me. Now, what I'm gonna do at the same time is use this opportunity to reposition when I'm done. This one right here, that's the least done, I'm gonna put it in the back. Smithfield Extra Meaty loin backs, Granny's sauce, Tabasco glue, Tabasco pepper jelly, and red Tabasco in the sauce. All right, we're only gonna set this one for about 5 minutes because it's gonna be done. Now what happens is, you have all meats with different weight, and so they're gonna finish at different times. I know I have enough ribs now to feed the people here with the 2 racks I've got. So I can go ahead, when I get 2 done, I can go ahead and cut them, plate them, present them. And if I mess up, I'm only gonna mess up by 1 or 2 people, usually my in-laws, so it's safe. Got a rack of ribs done. You pull it around. Okay, let's hit it in the back side. Yeah, this is the final sauce right here. I'm gonna flip it over. Woo, they're hot, baby. All right, our ribs are done. Really pleased with the color. I'm really pleased with the tenderness. And I think the flavor profile is gonna be really great because we got that Tabasco starting it off, then we've got the Sweet Money, then we've got the sauce we made that uses Granny's, a Tabasco pepper jelly, and regular Tabasco. So here we go, loin back ribs a la Tabasco.